I'm here to show you Qwizdom. Qwizdom is the product you have in front of you, the handheld system you got here. And the basic premise of Qwizdom is that you give everyone in your class a remote, and as the teacher, I can ask questions, assess, get opinion in, and I'm going to get everybody in my class involved in what we're doing. Okay? So what we found in the UK is where we had this big eruption of interactive whiteboards. We had interactive whiteboards in nearly every class, and actually they were used very powerfully, but the most powerful use for them was where teachers actually created opportunities for the students to actually come up and interact with that board. And it wasn't happening enough. We were kind of thinking, software was coming out and ideas were being developed so that we could create them, make the most of these tremendous resources we had here. And we found the students really liked it. It personalised their learning when they could come up and actually be involved in the session. So this is a way, I guess, of actually just stretching that a bit further and putting one of these in front of everybody and actually saying, okay, we're going to work from here in the same way that we're doing before, but when I feel I need to, I can get everybody involved in my session. And the back end of that is the assessment, where it cuts down work for the teacher, is every answer you give, every opinion you give is recorded automatically for me. And I can choose to show that on the spot, so it might impact my teaching there and then and where that lesson goes. Or I can actually show that at the end and actually get a report back, and that becomes part of my assessment portfolio for that class or that lesson. I start building up data on students and individuals. So, okay, this is the way it works. Over here we've got a sensor plugged into my USB. It's a radio frequency sensor. It will pick you up anywhere within 1,000 feet, and it will take 1,000 remotes there, I hope. We're using about 150 in here, so it's a fairly powerful resource, that one. So you've all got a remote here. I've got a teacher remote. You'll notice I'll kind of comment on this as we go through. This is controlling my presentation. So we're just working in PowerPoint this afternoon with Qwizdom. This is one of the ways that you can use this kind of system. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through, I'm going to show you your picture of your remote here. So grab your remote, this is where you get involved. Okay, and in the top left there's menu, that's your on-off button. Okay, what you need to do is just hold that down for a second, take your finger back off it, and it should say at you Qwizdom, and it's going to assign you a number. Okay, so you're anonymous this afternoon, you can say whatever you want, don't feel afraid, we don't know who you are. Everyone got their remotes? So let's have a go at using them here then. In a moment you're going to be asked questions. It could be yes, no, true, false, A, B, C, D. You might have to put a number in. To get your answer, get your data into our computer, you have to press send. Okay, so that's the send button up there. Okay, let's give this a go. I'm going to show you a dead easy question, one I'd expect everyone to be able to get right, even after lunch. Are you male or female? Okay, please select the answer that applies to you, okay? 1 if you're a male, press send. 2 if you're a female, press send. So I can see my answers coming in here. This is interesting, okay? So, but if I want to make your data as my class part of where I'm going with the lesson as a teacher, I can actually bring up the results as well alongside those slides and immediately get some information about who's in here. So we've got 59 males, we've got 52 females. We got 2 non-applicables. I won't make any further comment on that. I don't really know how to respond to that there, but we've got 2 non-applicables. We can see this as the teacher. You can go through with this is your formative assessment, I suppose. You can go and have a look at this in various ways. So here's that information as a pie chart. I can even, this is scary, I can even go into a list view and actually go into my laptop, and if I had your names in here, I could actually scroll through the whole class and see who answered what. And notice there it's giving you response time. So a few people in the room took 66 seconds to figure out whether they were male or female. Okay, I'm learning something about this group as we go through. So that's just the first question. That was supposed to be the easy one. We'll move on at that point. I think it's a good point to move on with. Okay, so here we go. We're in a geography lesson, and I want to assess what you guys know. And we're perhaps starting a topic on Egypt. So here we go. In which country would you find the pyramids? This is a multiple choice style of question. Okay, so you'll see A, B, C, D appear on your remote. Simply take your answer, press send, and you'll notice that I've left on right or wrong feedback. So we're using PowerPoint, so it's a good time just to show you, a bit of media. Those of you that are familiar with PowerPoint will know you can have videos in PowerPoint. We can have a go at this, okay? I'm going to show you a small video here, and you're going to tell me what happens next, okay? We're going to pause it there. Okay, what happens next? A goal is scored. B, the ball is kicked over. C, the player slips over taking the kick. That'd be quite comical. D, the ball hits the post and crashes into the keeper's face. Take your pick. As a class, we're going to watch this data coming in, and this might cause a discussion. You know, we might talk in pairs about what's going to happen next, then have a vote. We might be working in groups. You guys are fairly split over this. We normally get a majority with this one. Okay, let's see what the correct answer was. Rather than reveal it there, I'll actually show you the video. Cheers me up every time, every presentation. That's the only reason it's there, really, just to keep me going. Okay, well done those 34 people that got that right. Here we go. But most people's first comment when they see this is, it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And yes, that's a similar concept. But Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and the questions we've done so far are fairly locked down. A, B, C, D, multiple choice, guiding your answers into a potential set of answers here. But actually we can go further with Qwizdom. We can actually do this as open-ended, and this is where this becomes particularly powerful for maths. Okay, and I put this question up here on purpose, because people always get this one wrong. Express this fraction using the lowest common denominator possible. Which fraction of this shape is coloured blue? Okay? So your remotes are not helping you now, you've got no options. You've got a blank space on your remote. You're looking really worried. I'll come and help you in a moment. There's a fraction line here. Come up with your fraction, press send. You notice there's a decimal point down there. There's negatives. For maths, this is really powerful. 75%, that's a bit of a thinker, that one. 85%, so not as quick. You know, this is an open-ended question now. We're going to really find out what you know rather than guide your answers into a set of options. 92%, I think we'll call it quits there. We'll have a look. Okay, so the correct answer was 2/5, and 85 people in the group got that correct. And this is a teacher, this is where, okay, Qwizdom is very useful in telling you yes, confirming that the children do understand, but actually it's also useful in seeing where they don't understand and the misconceptions and the answers they were giving here. For example, we normally have 4/10 appear, and it's very easy to put that because they haven't gone to the lowest common denominator. So immediately I can use this other data, this incorrect data, to actually, you know, build on my lesson as well. And I think as well, I've seen that used where it builds an environment where it's okay to be wrong, because you're not named and shamed up here. No one knows who's putting that in. But it's allowing me as a teacher to deal with that immediately. It's really powerful, and that's great for maths. I used to run a lot of maths lessons with this. Times table, I would do all my multiplication tests with this on a Friday morning. Rather than pen and paper, we would actually zap our answers in quickly, and immediately I could see, you know, where are we going well, where are we struggling? And we'd often struggle, you know, 8 times table. So that would become next week's homework. So immediately I can see, you know, this group's pretty good. I'm still worried about a couple of you. You're all principals, right? Yeah? You had to take maths. 22, 12, you know, probably beyond help there. I'd probably just ask you to leave the class. You know, you're bringing down the results of the class, maybe. But here we go. We could go and see this. But because I asked that question at the start about male or female, I can actually drill into the slide here. I can actually say, for example, that person there that put 29, I can find out that that person was male. So, sorry lads, I've let us down there. But not to pick on anyone, but it's very good for demographics. The questions can actually interlink. So because I've asked you whether you're male or female, I can compare every question to how the females and males are doing. And we've seen that used, you know, with houses. So you pick which house you're in, and we see which house has got the best score at the end of the topic. Or, you know, various options, various examples. This one's a really different one. So far I've asked you questions that have assessed your knowledge. You've either been right or you've been wrong. This is totally different now. This is actually inviting your voice in as a student in my class to actually, you're going to give your opinion here.